So selling as is, what does it really mean?
Okay, here's what people think it means, okay? They think it means that, okay, let's say we go under contract and we are doing our due diligence, right? And we walk in and we thought structurally the house was in great shape, just a full cosmetic renovation. We go in, we realize there's no ductwork, so there's no HVAC, the electrical's out, and the pool in the backyard is completely empty and all cracked up, right? All things that they said was okay. So we walk the property and we're like, oh, wait, this is no, And so we end up probably backing out because we don't want to do that deal anymore, right? Because, I mean, literally it was not disclosed before we signed this paperwork or, at what point it wasn't disclosed, right? Now, what happens is, let's say we try to back out that deal because structurally the house is pretty much done. You're going to have to tear it down or something. They'll still try to force us to buy the deal because they'll say, well, it's as is. It's as is. No, that's not what it means. They assume as is means that, okay, once we agree on a price, no matter what else we see, we're going to close on that home. That is not what it is. As is in the condition that we see appropriate, meaning, yes, it's as is. We're not going to ask you to do anything extra. If it works for us in the condition that it's in at that current point in time, we will move forward with the deal. That's exactly what as is means. It does not mean that we're going to take a deal that does not work for us because it's as is. That's not what it means.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with you. So basically, when we buy as is property, so guys, 70% I would say from our properties that we buy through the phone. We buy nationwide.
Yes.
So we qualify the properties and the sellers through the phone. We ask them questions, the condition of the property. We're asking about the roof, the ACH, structural issues, if they have pool, the condition of the pool.
Everything, yeah.
If they say everything is perfect, our price, as is price, will be accordingly to their description. Yes, it does mean we're going to buy it as is. It means you don't need to do repairs. You don't need to do cleaning. We don't need to do any appraisals on the property. But if you described us a property, perfect property, and then we do our walkthrough, our inspection, because we're still doing inspection just to verify the condition that you described to us. And we find holes on the ceiling. Mm-hmm. We find you said you guys have a pool that's fully equipment, and there is no equipment, there's no pool.
Yeah,
the price will change. We will renegotiate the price. It doesn't mean we're going to stay on the same price.
Yeah, 100%. Don't get caught in the as-is trap because that also hurts you. There's been a lot of contracts that have been canceled this past year across the board, especially on the investing side. And it's because, either the investor is not doing a good job asking enough questions to the seller or the seller's not being honest. But if there's clear communication, what you're doing when you're describing the property to us is you're effectively telling us what price we need to pay. And so if you're describing it in basically, some people say it's perfect, literally. They say you don't need to do anything. It is literally perfect. If you're describing it that way, we're going to reflect that in our price. Okay, maybe we could pay a little more, but then we go out and see it and it turns out to be a full renovation. You can bet 100% that there's going to be a renegotiation or we're just going to back out. We're not going to do a deal that we can't do. We're not trying to lowball you or get a steal from you. You can't get a steal in this market. You're not going to get a steal. You're only going to get decent deals these days. You're not getting a steal. And so don't think that you're giving us a steal,
As is condition, okay. They're getting, there's no steals.
You're not giving us a steal. Yeah, you're giving us an okay deal most of the time. And we find a way to make that work with you. Because trust me, if we were having it our way, we're getting way bigger spreads.
I think there is no steals. There is a win-win scenario for both sides, for the sellers and the buyers. Mm-hmm. The seller has a specific situation that we as the buyers, we can solve the situation for the sellers. Mm-hmm. Most of the sellers that we work with, they understand either quick by talking to us or after a while, after they try to list it on the market, that actually we're the best option for them. Not necessarily our company, but any investor, any cash transaction. Most of the time, especially in this market that is very, very slow, buyers has so many options, it's 80 to 90% better to go with a cash offer unless your property is fully renovated in a great location. Yeah, list it on the market, you'll get a higher value for sure.
We are like the best option though, so. But yeah, you know, so to cap that off, I mean, like I said, don't get caught up in the trap of, you know, thinking as is means they're going to close 100%, because it doesn't. And that's why it's important to be super upfront and transparent if someone's asking you anything about your property itself. And remember, there has never been a real estate deal in the history of the world that has been closed with one person. And so clear communication is literally the most important thing when it comes to doing a good real estate deal.
Yeah, I agree.